Indira, I'll take it back to you because you're actually insisting that there is no crossing of traditional roles. You're saying the Supreme Court is not exceeding its remit. You're pointing to the fact that states are not actually being allowed to pass through with their own legislatures because the governor is not signing off on them. But you heard what Avik said on behalf of the Jan Kisan Andolan, that this is not enough. And that it cuts both ways. If the government is saying that the court is exceeding its remit vis-a-vis staying the laws, the farmers' unions might turn around and say the court is exceeding its remit by asking the women and the children and the elderly to leave. So this is a kind of really complicated place we're in, where the Supreme Court may get it, may get it from both sides. When I say get it, I mean may get discontent from both sides. Just unmute yourself and speak, please. I'm not being able to unmute you from my side. Yeah, go ahead.
Barkha, yes, you're right about a few issues, but all of us have missed a very, very important comment that Mr. P.C. Chidambaram made on the previous date of hearing. He is the one who pointed out to the court that when the chips are down, at the end of the day, it's for Parliament to make any changes to this law. And he, in other words, very politely and in a very dignified manner, what he was telling the court is that, look, there's no way you can change this law. The final solution, if I may call it that, is to convene a session of Parliament, okay? And this is what Mr. Chidambaram pointed out to the Chief Justice of India on the last date of hearing. And I think the Chief Justice deeply appreciated this legal proposition. It's a legal proposition. How can a law be changed? A law cannot be changed by a committee which is set up by a court. A law can only be changed by Parliament. And that's why today, and that's the reason why today, we also heard Mr. Dushyant Dave say, well, none of this might have happened if they even now decide to convene a session of Parliament to debate these laws. Because even keeping a law in abeyance, it's a difficult legal issue. Yes, the court can do it. I believe that the court can do it. I believe that the Attorney General is wrong in saying that no law can ever be stayed. Laws have been stayed. There is only a presumption of constitutionality which attaches to a law, but that presumption of constitutionality can be displaced at any point of time, including at an interim point of time. But I think the Chief Justice is very conscious of the fact that he cannot rewrite these laws, and that ultimately this game has to shift to Parliament and to the state legislatures. The rest is up to the protester to decide. The only little comic comment that I would like to make is I did feel like getting up and telling the Chief Justice, look, I'm also a woman, I'm also old, but I love being at protest. Let's not go with these stereotypes that, older women don't want to be at protests or can't be at protests. There I think the Chief was wrong. But otherwise, playing a peacemaker, I think, is very different from trying to rewrite a law. And I do think that he has played a statesman-like role in recommending a committee with the clear understanding that the committee cannot bind anybody.
But to this point about the women and the elderly, how is this going to play out? Because you clearly heard you're not happy, and Avik is not happy on behalf of the farmers. How is that going to play out? Indira?
You're asking me.
Yeah,
I think women, young or old, are going to continue to protest. But let's understand one thing very clearly. It seems to me that what the government is really, really afraid of, and I want to tell you, not once but 5 times they brought up the issue of 26th January. Okay, what is this all about? Was this the real dialogue happening in court, or was it just, I want to save my skin on the 26th of January? On the 26th of January, I don't want a hangama happening in Delhi. But so long as you have this attitude, I don't think even peace is anywhere close to the horizon, and we have to just accept the fact that protest is a fundamental right. That's all there is to it. I will only say, and the Chief Justice made it very clear, young, old is not the issue. The issue is no violence. In fact, he referred to Mahatma Gandhi and the Satyagrahis and almost compared these farmers to them. So let's just cling on to our right to protest and let history take care of everything else.